All right, we're out here on Okeechobee today, and I just pulled up this mat. This is a typical kind of mat that I would be flipping. Got the new Gambler Why Not here. I want to tell you guys a little bit about like how I would break down the mat, and you can see this mat here in front of us. It's hyacinth, and there's some bulrush mixed in it, and that's the first thing that catches my eye is when I got a mat that's wrapped up in some bulrush. A lot of times I'll try to put my bait right in around those bulrushes, and I think you got this big mat here and it's all nice and shaded under there, and the fish are going to like to be anywhere under it, but key areas that'll be higher percentage for you to me is definitely around where those cattails are sticking up out. If you think about it, that's just more cover underneath that mat where you have the mat, and now you'll have these cattails sticking up under there. It just gives them something to sit beside when they're under the mat. And then some other areas I would key on it, and this stuff changes day to day, even hour to hour sometimes as weather and wind conditions will change. But a lot of times I also want to key on, especially if they're on the outside edge of the mat, any little points or indentations where you can see we got a little point sticking out right here, we got a little point sticking out right here, and then in there's a little indentation. All those places would be more key areas to get a bite rather than just flipping it out just randomly into the middle of the mat. Now, if it's a mat that I know has fish in it or I get bit in it, I'm really going to tic-tac-toe that thing, and I will flip just into the middle of the mat where there's really no changes in it. But as I'm fishing it first, I'm going to key in on the changes. And another thing that a lot of people really don't notice in a mat that is a change is where smaller like for example right here, where smaller hyacinths will meet the bigger hyacinths. Well, under the water, those bigger hyacinths are going to have bigger roots, and the smaller hyacinths are going to have smaller roots. So that's creating another edge under there. And when you have a big, massive mat like this, you still have to find the little changes within the mat. But those are some of the things that I key on.